Baseball has been around for nearly 200 years, and you'd think by now every trick, loophole, and clever move would already be discovered. But somehow, MLB players keep finding brand new ways to bend the rules, deceive opponents, confuse umpires, and sometimes even outsmart the game itself. Some plays look unbelievably stupid at first glance, yet when you really break them down, they're borderline genius. Others are so smart that Major League Baseball literally had to ban them. And one single play was so clever, it quietly inspired a base-running trick that's now spreading across the entire league. But even that isn't the smartest play in baseball history. That honor belongs to something so sneaky, so perfectly timed, that it completely flipped a moment everyone thought they understood. Before we get to that ultimate play, let's start with some moments that look dumb, dangerous, or chaotic, but actually have a surprising amount of intelligence behind them. One of the riskiest plays in all of baseball is the suicide squeeze. This is when there's a runner on third base, and as the pitcher delivers the ball, that runner breaks for home while the batter attempts a bunt. If the bunt is successful and the ball is fair, the runner scores almost every time. But if the batter misses the bunt or forgets the play entirely, the runner is basically doomed. They're charging home with no protection, and the catcher can tag them out easily. Even worse, if the batter accidentally swings, the runner could be hit by the bat or the ball. It's called a suicide squeeze for a reason. When a runner steals home, the pitcher has two options. He can step off the mound and throw home, or he can simply pitch the ball as normal. If he pitches normally, it's a live pitch, meaning the batter is allowed to swing. In one strange but legal situation, if the catcher steps in front of home plate to block the runner, the batter can legally swing and hit the catcher. This has happened before, and while it looks wild, it's actually pointless. According to the rules, if the catcher steps in front of the plate during a pitch, it's automatically interference, and the runner scores anyway. So swinging and hitting the catcher just adds unnecessary chaos. A much smarter version of chaos happened in 2016 when Chase Anderson pulled off one of the most heads-up plays you'll ever see. A runner on third broke for home, and Anderson saw him out of the corner of his eye. Instead of panicking, Anderson intentionally threw the ball directly at the batter. The batter was hit, which immediately killed the play. Because the ball was dead, the runner stealing home didn't score and had to go back to third. It was brilliant, legal, and infuriating. Anderson had already hit multiple batters that game, and the Reds were furious. Sure enough, Anderson was hit by a pitch later in the game. Still, it was a perfect example of quick thinking under pressure. Sometimes, the smartest plays happen when everything goes wrong. A hit and run is usually designed so the runner steals while the batter swings, ideally hitting a ground ball. Even if the batter is out, the runner advances. But the batter must swing no matter what, because if he doesn't, the runner likely gets thrown out. Pablo Sandoval once found himself in this exact situation. The pitch came direct and Kentucky became turned to the runner on third. Normally, if a runner tries to steal home in that situation, the entire defense screens to alert the pitcher, who steps off and throws home easily. Kentucky hacked this. They sent the runner on third toward home, but at the same time sent the runner on first toward second. When everyone screamed, the pitcher assumed it was about the runner he could see. The runner on third scored, while the runner from first intentionally fell on his face. By the time the pitcher realized what had happened, it was too late. The run scored, and the fallen runner still had time to get up and steal second. High school baseball teams have taken rule exploitation even further. One team discovered that a runner technically doesn't have a base path until a tag is attempted. So they sent a runner 50 feet into the outfield, just standing there. With runners on first and third, the defense was frozen. If they tried to pick him off, the runner on third would score. If they ignored him, chaos continued. Eventually, the runner on third broke for home, scored, and the outfield runner jogged back to second safely. For over 100 years, nobody realized you could legally do this. That same idea of exploiting assumptions, led to a base-running hack that's now spreading through MLB. Traditionally, on a forced play at second, runners slide. Nolan Gorman questioned that logic. With bases loaded and 2 run scores, even if the runner is eventually out, some tricks are so effective they change careers. Carter Capps realized that if he could release the ball closer to the batter, his fastball would play faster. By leaping forward during his delivery, he effectively shortened the distance to home plate by 8 feet. His 98 miles per hour fastball suddenly looked like 101. Technically, it was illegal, but here's the genius part. By the strictest interpretation of the rules, almost every pitcher in baseball is illegal. Umpires couldn't consistently call it. MLB eventually allowed it, and Capps dominated, becoming one of the best relievers in baseball. He made millions before MLB eventually banned the delivery, effectively ending his career. Then there are moments where players use pure awareness to outsmart the rules. Freddie Freeman once recorded a 4th out in an inning on purpose. After a close play at first for the 3rd out, he immediately threw to third and tagged another runner. Why? Because if the first play was challenged and overturned, the 4th out would become the 3rd out, ending the inning anyway. It eliminated any chance of damage. Kyle Tucker pulled off something similar using pure chaos. After a run scored on a sacrifice fly, the defense could have appealed that the runner left early. But before they could, Tucker randomly stole home, forcing a tag. That created a new play, making the previous one unappealable. The run counted, all because Tucker understood the rule book better than everyone else. Sometimes, players even use their bodies as tools. Charlie Blackmon once intentionally got hit by a throw during a rundown without leaving his base path, knowing the umpires couldn't prove intent. Jason Varitek did something even crazier. He pretended they were going to intentionally walk Johnny Bench after a runner stole second. The catcher stood up, signaled the walk, and the entire stadium relaxed. At the last possible second, the catcher dropped back into his stance. The pitcher fired a strike, and Bench was frozen. Strike 3. Inning over. A play so perfectly timed and psychologically devastating that it still stands alone. If you enjoyed breaking down the smartest, weirdest, and most genius plays in baseball history, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives like this. Share this with a friend who loves baseball as much as you do. And let me know which play blew your mind the most.